G'day guys, before we hop into today's vlog, I just want to remind you to hit that subscribe button. From now on, I'm going to be putting out daily vlogs every single day. I'm going to be tracking my process, playing these 1-2-6 max games, hopefully moving up in stakes. But even if I don't, you'll get to watch me fall on my face every single day on this YouTube channel. So make sure you hit subscribe so you get the new videos as they come out every single day. For now, onto the vlog. G'day everyone, welcome back to the vlog. It's currently 6:15 a.m. and I am tired and hungry as I usually am at this time of morning, but I'm gonna grab my quick feed and then I'll get into the poker. Okay, so it's about 7 o'clock here in the morning, so it's gonna be a bit of a later start to the session for me today, but after grabbing a good feed, I'm feeling great and I'm feeling ready to hit these tables. So without any further ado, let's get in the game. Hey there, so it's about 3 p.m. in the afternoon now. I've just wrapped up my second poker session for the day. Ended up playing a grand total of 6 hours and 45 minutes today for a total of 1,702 hands. So obviously stoked that we smashed our 1,500 hand goal out of the park yet again. Obviously stoked about that. In terms of results from this session, I am up 425, so pretty good win there as well. I'll take it. In terms of my gameplay grade though, I need to give myself a B+ for today. I do really like how I played. I did play disciplined through most of the session, I would say. Sans a few hands where I sort of was a bit rattled by tilt and some bad beats and whatnot. And I sort of let it affect me in some pretty spots that are probably pretty close anyway, but I think I was slightly tilted towards being a bit too call stationy as a result of the tilt. So I can't really go to the A grade level when I do recognise that was a problem for me this session, but for like 95% of the session, I think I was playing well on my A game, so B+ feels fair. As is often the case when I have a winning session, of course I ran really good over the course of this session, as you'll see in this next hand. So we get an open from a loose aggressive low jack to 8, and the action falls to me on the button, and I have my favourite hand in all of poker, pocket aces. I go ahead and 3-bet it up to 24. Then a loose aggressive small blind actually cold calls the 24. The action gets back to the low jack and they call as well. So we go 3 ways to a flop of king 5-3 rainbow. Small blind checks, low jack checks. I go ahead and bet my pocket aces for value. Obviously, I go ahead and bet 23. And then the small blind calls and the low jack folds. So we are heads up to the turn. The turn's a banger. It is the ace of clubs. Small blind goes ahead and checks it over to me here, and with top set here, I think it is a pretty interesting decision of whether you want to bet for value or you want to check. The reason I would like betting for value are pretty obvious. We do have the nuts, and if we get caught by any hand, obviously would love building a pot here, but I actually decide to check here. And the reason I decide to check here is because with top set here, it's going to be so hard for our opponent to have any hand that can continue on to another bet, particularly when we 3-bet pre-flop. Like if my opponent did call my C-bet with like pocket 9s, pocket 10s, like they're going to be so scared by this turn card, like they're probably just going to fold those hands, right? And my opponent might call if they have an ace, but it's so hard for them to have an ace when we have 2 in our hand, there's 1 on the board, there's only 1 left in the deck. So it's going to be pretty hard for us to get paid off unless our opponent does have a hand like 2 pair or a set. But even if we check now, our opponent's still going to, they're probably going to bet a set on the river themselves, and then we'll be able to raise. Like, we're still going to get lots of money in this pot if we're against a set, regardless if we bet now or we don't. So I actually decide to check here. Obviously, I do think there is merit to betting the effective nuts, as there usually is, but I take this chance to check it. So we go heads up to a river, which is a 6 of diamonds. The small blind goes ahead and checks it over to me. Obviously going to bet my set for value here. I go ahead and make it 49. Obviously I want to size down a little bit considering what I said about the turn, how I block a lot of my opponent's continuing range, but don't want to go too small. 49 still is something that I might want to, a size I might want to bet if I was bluffing. So that's what I go ahead and do. Pretty happy with that sizing, 49. And then the action gets back to the small blind. And to my shock, they check raise to 230. I definitely wasn't expecting that, but obviously I'm loving life with top set here. I think it's very possible that my opponent could have potentially trapped on every street with a hand like pocket kings, Like they might not want to 4-bet pocket kings when we're so deep because they don't want to get all in pre-flop, they just want to trap with it in the small blinds. So that's definitely possible. It's also possible that they have ace king, same logic with the pocket kings. They could have been trapping the whole time. They can definitely have ace king as well. Also somewhat possible that they did set mine with like pocket fives potentially, and then they just trapped, and obviously going to try and stack me now with if I have a hand like ace king. I also think it's somewhat possible that my opponent is bluffing. There's a lot of opponents I wouldn't think would bluff taking this particular line, but like I said, the small blind is a loose aggressive opponents. They could be taking this opportunity to try and bluff me off a hand like pocket queens, any bluff I was just betting the river with. So they go ahead and make it 230, but with all that out of the way, obviously we're going to ship our top set for value, trying to get my opponent, if they do have ace king kings or somehow another 2 pair of set. So I go ahead and rip it all in for 240. Then my opponent hits the tank before finally calling with 7-4 of diamonds. So my opponent rivered a gut shot straight, and obviously I get stacked there with top set. So remember when I said that I ran good across the course of this session? That was true, technically, but obviously didn't run good in this hand in particular. So I think that's a perfect note to end this vlog on. Guys, if you feel bad for me for getting cooled in that big pot, there is something you can do to make me feel better, and that's hit the subscribe button. It's good for you as well because I'm putting out vlogs every single day. That's why it's daily vlogs. So hit subscribe and you'll get notified when my new videos do come up. So go do that. It'll make me feel much better about the cooler. Thank you. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.